In this video, we're going to practice graphing using slope-intercept form. So the first thing that we need to know is slope-intercept form takes the form y equals mx plus b. So in other words, the y is alone, you solve for y. The number after the equal sign in front of the x is your slope, also known as the rise over the run. And the value after the x, including the sign, is your y-intercept value. So remember, that's the point at which a line would cross the y-axis. And you might even have learned in your class already that that's always going to take the form 0, some number y. So as we take a look at our first example, the slope is going to be 1/2. Another letter for slope is the m. So that tells you the rise over the run. And your y-intercept, or your b value, is at 3. So it's going to cross the graph at 0, 3. So I like to say that we use b because we always begin at that point. Oops. If I were to make a quick sketch of this, I could just draw my x and y axes. X-axis, y-axis. My b value is going to begin at 0, 3. And I'm going to go from that point up 1 and over 2 to connect to my next point. Remember that I can always go down 1 and in the other direction 2 to continue this line. To see it in a really good graph, you can use one of these small graphs. Again, on the y-axis at 0, 3, up 1 over 2, or down 1 and left 2. Remember that that can continue infinitely in both directions. So this contains the graph of the equation y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Notice that this one has a positive slope, and so we can check to make sure that since this has a positive slope, the line also goes up. So the positively sloped line is going to be different from our next example, where we see our slope is -3/4, which means the rise will actually be down 3. The run will still be positive right 4. The y-intercept, or the b value, at 1. So if we go to a sheet of graph paper here, I'm going to begin on the y-axis at 1. And from that point, I'm going to go down 3. Include the origin, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or remember, I could go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the straighter your straight edge is, the better we can connect these lines, or these points, to form a line. So I got an old ruler here, and I could make sure that it looks like it's equidistant in both directions. One thing you want to realize is that if it's -3/4, that's the same as 3/4, which is the same as 3/4 with a negative sign in front. So that's why we can take these values and we could see them in different ways. Got to be careful with the next one because our y-intercept is actually at the origin. Our slope is going to be up 4/3. And so if I take my piece of graph paper again, the equation y equals 4/3 x, or 4/3 x plus 0 would start at the origin and would go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 3, and again, by what we just discussed, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 3 must be on that same line. And again, depending on how accurate your graph paper is and how thick your ruler is and how thick your pen is, we're just kind of estimating a graph. And then for our last one, when you don't see something multiplied in front, we understand that to be a 1, so rise 1 and run 1. The b value is going to be 2, so it's going to cross through the y-axis at 0, 2. So again, I'm going to begin at 2 on the y-axis, go up 1 over 1, it's an easy one to graph, or down 1, left 1, again, over and over and over again. So y equals x plus 2, which is 1x plus 2, would be represented by that line. So watch out for these picky cases with the 1 in front or with the 0 at the end. Good luck on your lesson.